Hello, my name is Shuttle and welcome back for another episode of Guardians of Silk in EU4, me and Texas. And in previous episode, we finally managed to get Antioch, well, in Karakayunlu's hands, but we're now annexing Antioch. Although it's gonna take quite a while still, at least 8 years or so. But we'll see what we can do. Although, technically speaking, if we increase our deploy rotation a little bit, we might be able to get that sooner. Although I suppose we already have pretty good deploy reputation or... Wait, is that reputation or relation? Reputation, yeah, okay. So actually, how good is the reputation? It is 3.5, okay. I don't know how much more we can actually get, because don't we already have the deploy reputation advisor, so yeah, that doesn't really increase it all that much. Now we do have a claim potentially for on Damascus, although I don't suppose I can really get the claims in here yet. No, I'll need to have this, but hopefully we'll have... oh right, so this one... I think I'm going to send you back to... Well, you know what? You can stay over here doing rebel suppression. Especially on the newly conquered areas. I'm going to give you a little bit of health for Ossetia as well. Right, and then we'll send the other army, which is actually the sieging army. We'll send that to Golistan or something like that. Now, I did realize something between the recording sessions here, and that is that Samarkand actually has level 3 capital, which is pretty darn good. The communications efficiency down here isn't necessarily all that great, but I'm sure that it will have a bit of an impact on the autonomy at least, eventually. Although since this territorial core is not going to go down yet. Unaccepted culture. Oh right, speaking of cultures, I believe that I could probably... Arabellian. That's fairly high, well I mean it's 8% so it's not that massive. But there's so many cultures in our nation, or empire at this stage, so we'll accept that one. It's a little bit of, or somewhat expensive to take, but that is going to reduce the various things around here quite a bit, because that is basically in like a northern Persia, well actually, not necessarily northern Persia, but like a, is it Armenia? Yeah, it is Armenia. Right, so there's a little bit over here. A bit more just provinces that are now accepted culture. Now, another thing that I just realized is that our trade fleet isn't actually doing anything right now, so let's send those back to protecting trade in Anatolia. Now, to be fair, we could upgrade these, but I think what we're going to do... Lieutenant abuse has expired. Oh, and the year has ended. Right, so... let's actually have a look. How is the loyalty of the nobility right now? It's only 33, so we might want to do the tenant abuse once again. Because it doesn't increase power or anything like that. It increases a bit of loyalty, a bit of stability. It's not that expensive in terms of points either. So, you know, getting the nobility would be a bit more loyal. Now, actually, the next thing that we do, we'll just need to complete the standing army ideas. In terms of reforms, at least, the next thing that we do is going to be the enlistment. Should be pretty decent. Okay, so it's going to be 50% of the state reach base manpower from all non-elite classes. And then there's presumably going to be the 0.1 times welfare times the state reach. Oh, well, that actually goes down a little bit, so it's less dependent on the welfare. I see. Well, we just need a bit more mill point to get this idea completed, and then we can do that quite easily. Right, so the other army is still on the move. This one's keeping things somewhat secure in here. Now, Croata is still independent. They are still allied to Damascus, though. But right now we got a bit of an overextension problem. We don't have a coalition yet. But Mamluks certainly hate us now. For some reason. It's not like we have almost 100 aggressive expansion towards them. So there is, in theory, a possibility for coalition. I think the coalition would be still something that we could handle, but I'm not going to risk it, not yet anyway. Volleyball is spelling against Ning. Hold on a minute, is Ning now neighboring us? Oh yeah, they are. Okay, well, technically speaking, we now have 2 of the goals for the series done, because we're now neighboring whoever holds the Emperorship of China. Now they are quite strong, admittedly, so we might want to build some extra garrisons in here. Let's actually go ahead and do that. So I know that there isn't a rank in garrisons there yet, but we're going to go to rank 2 from the get-go. That's 120 ducats, that's not too bad. Well, I mean, that's kind of going to make our lives somewhat easier, although not necessarily all that much. We'll see. Oh, and the Metropolitans take over once again. Our inflation is going down. I mean, we don't have that much inflation in all fairness, so it's just going to be a few years and it's already down to more or less 0. Oh, we're going to get... Ooh, the admin tech. So that's another idea group. Let's think about this. So, if we wanted to get the professional army ideas, we could get that already. Or we could go for either the Empire, or maybe something from the diplomatic idea group would be good. So there's the free trade power abroad. So it's the mercantilism, that's the domestic trade power. Provincial trade power, modifier, merchant trade power. Monthly autonomy, I mean, that's pretty good. Commercial district cost, embargo efficiency, admin advisor costs, harbor infrastructure costs, naval combat from Bone, okay, and caravan power. Ooh. Those are pretty good stuff. What about the representation in here? So there's welfare, unrest, promoted culture, stability, and hostile co-creation cost on us. Yearly corruption, base consultation, ruler authority goes down. Institutional authority goes up. Years of separatism go down a lot, though. That would be pretty darn good, I'd say. A bit of legitimacy and re-election cost isn't really a problem for us. Morale of armies and manpower recovery speed. Why is the... Okay, so that's the tolerance of heathens and heretics. What about mercantilism? Embargo efficiency. Okay, free trade. Inflation reduction and admin efficiency. I mean, that would be good, but like we need to have the second pair for those to be able to use them. Espionage ideas, I don't think we necessarily need to get those. What about the eminence? So that's spy network, liberation, improved relations, more prestige. Imperial authority, well, we don't have imperial authority, nor do we have the mandate. Aggressive expansion impact is quite nice. Cover action relation impact minus 10%, envoy travel time minus 20. Alliance limit plus 1, diplomatic relations plus 2. The lowest impact on stability from diplomatic actions, okay. Cultural ideas could also, base diversion, stability, prestige, ooh, that's actually a lot of legitimacy from that. Academic district cost, cultural conversion resistance minus 10%. Diplo reputation, possible advisors and idea cost. Female advisor chance, institution embracement cost. And advisor cost with ruler's culture minus 25%. I mean, that would be pretty decent actually. Saving us a decent bit of money, but I think we're gonna go with the... either the mercantilism and the institution spread from the free trade would be quite nice. We don't have a lot of ship or trade ships, so the trade power propagation might not be that important. It does reduce the corruption a little bit though. And trade power abroad, trade steering, ooh. Oh, that increases the merchants from trade centers. Is there anything similar from the... No, so I think we're gonna go with the free trade then. More merchants is always nice. So we are at 51 tech on both mill and diplo. Admin is at 50. We're still behind in tech compared to a lot of the European nations. We still haven't gotten the nationalism, although it is spreading a little bit in here. How quickly is it actually spreading in, say, Baku or Derbent? Almost 0.4 in Baku and 0.4 in Derbent. So yeah, actually it is spreading with a decent speed. Unfortunately not spreading to a capital yet. Is there... Oh, it doesn't still have the meritocracy. Oh, right. There's still a few things that we don't have. Sovereign courts and justice is one of them, I think. I suppose we can actually probably easier see it through here. Yeah, sovereign courts reform needs to be higher. And for that, actually, what is it that we need for it? Sovereign courts and justice. Autonomy needs to be lower, which actually, we're not that far off from it. So if we just do bureaucratic influence soon enough, that might already be lowering. Although I don't know if the autonomy is actually going up right now on average or not. That's actually a good question. It might be going up. We'd have to lower the autonomy by 3% or something like that. At least. For it to be viable. I mean, to be fair, if we start making more states, if we have a look at the diplomat mode, we can see that over here, for example, we got a capital over here in Golistan, I believe. Yeah, we do. So if we started making these into states, for example, Nishapur we own. Oh, that is a big one. Okay, well, let's just make that into a state. We're not going to call those yet. And then maybe this one. that means that the autonomy can start going down. And it's going to start going down a lot, actually, in here. So that's going to start lowering the average a little bit. It's not necessarily going to have that massive impact, but it is going to help. Now, how much is the coring going to... Oh, wow, yeah, it's going to cost a lot. Okay, we're just going to start... Oh, well... Oh, and the Arctic is take over again. Right, so we can start doing these kind of manually over here. Oh, we don't have points for that or that. Okay, yeah, we just don't have the points. I mean, we just did the taxes, I suppose. There is something somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where that province is, but it's probably... Oh, it's that one. Well, that might be a little bit far away. Right, well, we'll at least make that one into a core. So it's going to take a lot of admin points to do this, but at the same time, it is going to allow the autonomy to drop quite a bit. And it's currently 63.5% in here. Is it still going down? No, it's actually slightly going up. Now, partially because overextension. Actually, that is... Without the overextension, it would be going down. We're working on reducing the overextension. We got all the coring already underway. It's going to take a while. Already about 20% down with the annexation of Karagindlu as well. I'm going to focus on... Oh, hello. We're going to get the Army Tradition Decay and Yearly Professionalism up now. So, how is our Professionalism anyway? 22.99. Okay, so it should be going at least to around 24. Maybe even higher. In due time. That's another core. So the question is, did that have an impact on the average autonomy? Actually, it went up, but that might be just it going up naturally in the newly conquered areas and all that sort of stuff. I think overall it is still going down. Or maybe that is... average non-overseas autonomy. I don't know if that's just the static provinces or not. Because these new states did have a bit higher. But at the same time, it's going to start lowering it soon enough. Hold on, so it was 65 for the reform, wasn't it? Just to double check. Yeah. 65 or lower. So we got 6% now difference there. Oh, well, at least the overextension is now dropping as well. For all the cores that we're getting. That's definitely good news. And we've still got 4 provinces that we need to core. Oh, stability 2. Well, I'll be. That's actually pretty good. And if we can get our legitimacy up a little bit more, which it is going up rather quickly right now, then at that point we can get the autonomy a lot lower in places. And which, to be fair, autonomy going down does mean that the power of the nobility, for example, is dropping. And it's currently 74%. It's probably pretty close to 75, actually. Yeah, it is. But it is going slowly down. So that's good news. And for this one, we still need to complete the idea groups. It just need a bit more to get the last one, which is manpower recruitment cost. And that should be pretty... Oh, alright, new disease. And there's some investments. You know what, it's probably faster for me to just have a look at the more important provinces for me. So there's a bit of farmland investments in our capital, which is fine. What about Derbent? It got 8 ducats into forestries. What? Okay, well, I suppose we'll be taking a lot of hold of that then. And then in Baku, I know that we got 6 ducats in industry. What about Odishi? Did you get anything? A little bit in fisheries. And academic. Alright, and then Guria. I'm actually building something in there already. A bit of farmlands and a few other things. And then Tabriz. Got a tiny bit of things. What about Gilan? Nothing in there. What about Golistan? Pretty good amount of farmlands there, but at the same time, the farmlands, there isn't that much room in there, actually. Yeah, so I think that's the more important... Oh, actually, we got a lot of spy network in Turkish Empire. How about we do some dirty deeds there? Corrupt officials. They got pretty high corruption already. If we can make it even higher. Because so discontent has already been done there. That's going to be only 5 years, but... Oh, wow. 0.4 yearly corruption. And they got a weak claim heir. The corruption... They are actually working on reducing it right now, but... Corrupt officials should have a bit of an impact there, I suppose. Okay, so the nobility's loyalty is still fairly stable. The bureaucrat corruption isn't too bad. It's around 50%. It still isn't great, but it's better than nothing. Clergy is still fairly loyal. Tribes are actually surprisingly loyal. Well, there might actually be something that we can do about the tribes. I mean, we're going to reduce their power a little bit and increase the state reach in some areas. It's probably mostly going to be the areas towards China, to be fair, but still. So if we expand our authority, it's going to have a little bit of impact on our stability. Take a few points, but it's going to increase state reach in places where we can reduce the power. If it can't be reduced, then the state reach isn't going to be increased in those provinces, but that should be still fine. We've got a state reach of 54% right now. It could be a lot higher, admittedly, but it's not too bad. Admittedly, with the +2 stability that we have, our stability is probably going to drop soon anyway. It's currently only at 7% of the point forward, so I think it is actually going down right now. Well, at least will be. Right, so how's our income? Oh, if that's going to be the case, then that's going to be a lot of income. Although I have a suspicion that now, since we reached February, it's going to maybe... Yeah, it went down a little bit, but still pretty good income overall. So I'm not going to be complaining about that. Right, so we've got quite a few rebel factions. Actually, is there rebels over here? Oh yeah, there's rebels over there that need to be taken care of. Potentially. Right, that might take care of some of them, although probably not all of it. Where's how far? I know that we... Oh, it's over there. Okay, that's a bit far away. I mean, kind of far is in the name, isn't it? Anyway. There's still quite a few states that we could do, but at the same time... It's going to get really expensive making all of those states, so let's just hope that we can reduce the autonomy sufficiently without worrying about them. Or perhaps we can focus on states that we already kind of own with... how's the autonomy in here? Since it's territorial core, it is still going down, but if we make this into a core, it's going to start reducing the autonomy over here quite a bit, and this one's already going down as well. So yeah, we could maybe make this into a state. How much is it going to cost? Okay, we can only afford one of them. And let's do the one in the east as well, so we don't need to worry about that. Scandinavia wants to go through my lands, I guess. Moravia, Sedanda, and Luanda. Okay, so we got a revolt to the south. Okay, 2 revolts to the south, actually. Well, I'm hoping that this army... You know what, we'll just do the manual move into Basra, and then we'll do that. We've got at least some garrisons in there. So it's not going to be that bad, I reckon. I'm hoping that we can reduce the average autonomy a little bit in our territories here. Now, we could, of course, make this into a... Well, not necessarily fully into a state. There's a couple trade company provinces there already. And that one we won't own much. I mean, once we get the land over here, that would also maybe help, because that's going to be fairly close to the capital still. But the autonomy shouldn't be that massive. Let's just move directly into the location. Oh no, we lost Hafar. I mean, at least we got the 3 maneuvers, so we should be able to reach this fairly quick. Only got 6 cannons on this army, though. And the autonomy should be going down a little bit. The legitimacy is still growing at a pretty good speed, so in about a year we should hit 70. We should have a pretty decent impact on the autonomy overall. I mean, how much is it already? Monthly autonomy, well, it's actually less than 0.1 right now. But I think I could go up to like 0.2 or 0.25 or something like that. There we go. That's one rebellion dealt with. Let's go march on to the second one. Oh, we've got so many cannons in here compared to what they have in the front line. That should be pretty quick stat wipe. Yep. There's another 300. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't a stack wipe. Alright, we'll detach the siege and go after that one. Oh, wow, we won the siege in 7 days. Sure. Let's actually combine these. So it will slow down the army a little bit, but it's fine. We're still going to arrive within the same month as they do. Let's get that core done. So how's the autonomy now? It's still average 70. We've still got quite a bit of ways to go to get that all the way down. And we're about to reach the rebellion. Oh, we lost 14 men, and that was a stack wipe. Right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move in this army a bit more central, perhaps. Let's move it to Kurdistan. Oh. Would help probably if we had the army selected. We've got favored money. I do actually wonder if in the utility decisions there's a way to do the... So is that the investment? That's only for the automatic investments, I believe. Yeah, current budget is 20% of treasury every 5 years. Okay, we'll keep it as is. Yeah, I don't think it was there. I do recall that there was some way... fund infrastructure. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put pathing to 25 at least, and harborage to 25. And we'll apply that. So that might increase our expenditure quite a bit, but then that means that the elites will have more money to invest into new things. And that would already help quite a bit, I reckon. And we can get the standing army ideas completed. Excellent. Now we don't have the points quite yet for the enlistment. Nor do we have the bureaucratic influence, to be fair. But the bureaucratic influence is actually fairly easy to do. We can just promote the bureaucrat faction now. I'll increase the corruption a little bit on all that sort of stuff, but it should be fine, I reckon. So now that we've got that, we just need 200 mil points and we can do that reform. And since we've got 2 stability, that should actually be pretty decent. Now that means that we won't do any, we won't be able to do any mercenaries after that, but that's honestly fine. But with that, we are unfortunately out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, or check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.